I was always known as a bigger child, and there was a lot of reasons that I usually gave to myself that I've been overweight. I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, I've had depression, and I had complications during my pregnancy. But in the end, I realized that my whole problem was because of overeating. The biggest reason why I changed was the day that my husband won the trip on the cruise ship, and he told me that I won't fit in the aeroplane seat. And that was quite a big shock. But in the end, I didn't start immediately with losing weight. I only started nearly half a year later, when I started to work at the doctor's surgery in Goodwood. I saw a patient and telling him how he must diet and eat correctly for his diabetes. And that day I realized I am not an example to people. I have to start to do something to myself. And the next day I started with my journey. In the beginning, I used a protein whey shake twice a day, and I had my main meal lunchtimes. I started to cut on my carbohydrates, I cut my sugars, and I started to eat healthy. I wasn't able to do any exercises before I lost 80 kilograms. And in the meanwhile, it was purely 90% was eating correctly. My biggest challenge was to accept myself mentally, working through the process, that I'm a changed person. My biggest rewards was having my own website and helping people now on their journeys, assisting people with weight loss, and obvious, my Two Oceans medal is my most precious thing that I have. It was such a great achievement to walk over that line and know I did it. I made the half marathon. I only started to run in January. A friend of mine told me last year, why don't we enter the Two Oceans half marathon? And I said, but I had never ran before. And she said, well, there's always a first. And in January, after I realized, listen, I have to start to go and do something because the Two Oceans is in 3 months' time, I started to train all by myself. And now running is like a bug that has bit me. I know I will not ever stop with what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. So yeah, running is a part of me now in my everyday life.